What's up everybody, welcome to episode 3 of Overthinking Media. I am your host Michael, and joining me today we have Harry.
Hi.
And John.
Hello. It's the same 3 people again.
In this week's main topic, we'll be discussing how we consume our media, how we prioritise what we consume. So, do you want to start, John?
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, no, expand on that. I think but like my first response would be, well, I use my eyes.
I mean, basically, so obviously now time is important to us.
Yeah.
And we have to basically decide, what game we're buying, what series we're going to get into,
right.
What books we're going to read.
Yeah, because like we sit here and we go, oh, watch this, have you seen this, have you played this? And I'm like, yeah, but you're not the only people telling me to watch and play stuff. And then there's the stuff that I like anyway, and I'm going to watch and play. How do you prioritise? Yeah, I usually prioritise it by, 1, is there a girl that likes it that I'm with at the time? Because that usually helps. And then 2, is it something I've already liked and experienced and enjoyed? Like if it's a TV series I've watched for the first 4 seasons of, I'm more likely to watch the 5th season rather than season 1 of something else.
Yeah, pretty much what the wife wants to watch.
Yep. Love Island.
Yeah, well, God no.
Oh no, George is a Love Island.
I don't know. Stuff I've played before that I know I'm going to enjoy, and recommendations from people. Like I haven't played Mass Effect Andromeda because Harry said it's
alright. I said it was trash on that video. It's not trash. Compared to the original trilogy, it's trash, but it's not.
You didn't say it wasn't
It's The Witcher in space, but not as good as The Witcher.
Yeah,
Is it still a very big game?
Yeah, very big game. It's the biggest game of the entire series.
Yeah, but it's recommendation, and hobbies, I normally watch all the superhero stuff. So
I was going to say, if it's got Marvel or DC plastered on it, then it goes straight to your top of your list.
Yeah, but I haven't watched the last 2 seasons of Flash, Arrow.
No.
They dropped off because I didn't have the time to watch 5 episodes in their DC continuity. Mm-hmm. I didn't have time to watch 5 hours worth of TV because life finds a way.
Well, it's the same with me on the Netflix stuff, what we said last week about the Marvel shows. I didn't enjoy Iron Fist season 1.
Still haven't watched it yet.
I'm not
season
going,
1?
No, we've watched season 1, I mean season 2. Sorry.
So I'm not going back to season 2 because it's not worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I suppose it has to hit the ball.
That's be something like
straight away. You have to hit the ground running for me. Like Daredevil season 1, boom, I'm in. Season 3, I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think certain things, again, it's all about time.
Do you get anxious sometimes thinking, am I missing out on something? By
Sometimes.
only watching the things that I watch and not seeking out something new, am I missing out on something great by not?
Yeah, so when Daredevil season 1 came out, I was like, oh, this is all connected to the films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's great. And then Jessica Jones season 1 came out, okay. The Luke Cage season 1, then Iron Fist, and that kind of
Mm-hmm.
And then I was less interested for those season 2s.
Yeah, because I didn't find Jessica Jones season 2 all that gripping.
I haven't watched it because
I like.
It's not bad. It's worth watching, but I wouldn't prioritise it saying you need to watch it.
There's nothing really I prioritise at the moment. It's I'm oversaturated with stuff that I don't. I can spend probably 20 minutes going through Netflix thinking.
Yeah.
I spend more time looking through Netflix to watch or Showbox or stuff like that than I've got Amazon Prime, Netflix, and then renting stuff off Xbox you can do as well.
Yeah, if it's
but it's.
This
I'm
is
just
where
oversaturated, so it's basically picking stuff that I know I'm going to
But it's like
enjoy.
you're a kid. It's like you're a kid in a candy shop, isn't it? In today's world, because you've just got so many choices. Whereas when we were growing up, we had like 30 DVDs on our shelf, and it was
and
like
you watched them all over and over again.
yeah, but you would just go, I'll have that one. Whereas now you've got so much choice.
Yeah.
Like, I've only really played probably 3 games for the story this, maybe even only 2 this year. So there was Horizon Zero Dawn, because I got my PlayStation last year. Well, actually, that was last year.
Great story.
So I played Horizon Zero Dawn to completion, and then I've played Spider-Man. But before that, I replayed Kingdom Hearts 1 because I'm trying to get ready for Kingdom Hearts 3. But so there's only been 3 games that I've played for the story. The rest has been multiplayer, because you can jump into a multiplayer game, play a few games of, say, Siege or PUBG, and then you can be like, okay, I've had enough now, and then you go into your 20 minutes of trying to pick something to watch Netflix before you go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't have much difficulty picking a game I want to play. I've because of money, I haven't bought all the games straight as they've come out, because I know I haven't got a chance to play them. Like, I didn't buy God of War because I didn't have a chance to play God of War.
Well, see, for me at the moment, I'm in this weird state of mind where Tomb Raider's out. Harry, you're playing it. You're on your second playthrough.
I'm on the New Game Plus. I'm 76%, and I yesterday got to the point of no return. You know, the bit where it's like, hey, if you carry on, it's the end of the game. Yep. So you want to go and get your stuff now. Just got to there.
So that's out. You've been playing that to tell me how good it is. I haven't bought that. I'm in this state of mind where I'm literally just playing PUBG because they're just quick games, and then I end up playing it for a long time.
That's what happened with me in Siege. Where
I'm losing a lot of interest.
It's a bit like the way mobile games work, where you're like, oh, just one more game. Oh, just one more game. And you realise, like, oh, I've spent 4 hours pinging a ball around the screen. Yeah. And you're not playing anything with a consistent story and sat down and played it. Which I have that problem with games all the time. And then I get to a thing where if the game gets a little bit too hard, because I don't have time to really sink into a lot of games like I used to, if a game starts getting a bit challenging and my flow and my progression slows down, I lose interest. So Metal Gear Solid 5, never finished it because I got stuck and it got a bit hard, and I kept doing the same mission over and over and over and over and over again. Couldn't do it, gave up, because I was like, I'm wasting time, stuck, rather than progressing on.
Shadow War to me.
Certain games, though, like Metal Gear Solid 5, that would just... If Metal Gear Solid 6, it's never going to happen, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Metal Gear Solid. But if Metal Gear Solid 6 came out now, that would be me.
That was me and Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And a Splinter Cell.
I've not felt that for Tomb Raider. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've not felt that for any game recently.
Spider-Man, you did.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man, Jurassic World Evolution.
Jurassic World Evolution wasn't really a story.
Lies, John.
Sorry, I'm tired. But Jurassic World Evolution, that's just a park builder. I can drop in and out of that whenever I have.
That's your PUBG at the moment. You can just jump in and out when you want, like me.
Well, my PUBG is PUBG. We got a chicken dinner yesterday.
Yeah, so this is a little quick story. Me and John were playing. John hardly got any kills.
Really?
No.
At all. Whoa. But we got to the end of the game. We managed to get the dinner. I got 7 kills. I said, John, how many kills did you get? He said, none, but I've just got an achievement, which was the pacifist achievement. Get to the last top 10.
You've told that wrong. We played 3 games.
Yeah.
So in the first game, we got to the top 10. We didn't win, but I had an achievement pop up. Mike got 7 kills. I went, at least I got 7 kills. How many did you get? I went, I just got the achievement for being a pacifist, so none. And then we got to the next one, in which Mike wanted to get the achievement. Oh. And obviously Mike is gung-ho, go and shoot everyone. So him playing how we play, very difficult for him.
Oh.
Yeah, so when you average like 5 to 10 kills on PUBG, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I do.
Right, okay.
Because I always seek out
Mr. PUBG over here.
You know what I mean? Because I seek out conflict.
Yeah.
So I said,
drop it to Pachinki, let's go. Well, that'll work.
Well, the thing is, I had a crate weapon. I had the heavy machine gun,
right,
and I'm not allowed to use it until there's 10 people left to get the achievement.
Yeah.
And John gets killed.
So I'm trying to do the killing. So I knock a few people down, but because they're in duos, they don't go down straight away because their teammate has chance to revive them.
Yeah.
And we're walking up this hill. That stupid car thing. I basically went, don't carry on over here, there's a drop. So what does he do? Drive off the drop.
Driving, yeah.
And we end up on this hill, which a crate drops at, which is basically, everyone come to this hill. So he's trying to hide, and I unfortunately get killed, because he tells me there's people coming up, because he isn't killing anyone.
Well, I basically
they kill me.
John, stop making all the noise, we need to go. He ignored me, got killed.
Yeah.
But then, as the counter's coming down, because he has to at least get to 10 people, so as 2 people approach him, it's at 12. And then it drops to 11, and he just basically...
They were right next to me shooting me.
He starts unloading at them, and I was like, don't kill them until you get to the top 10. As it drops to 9, Mike gets killed.
and then
he goes, did I get it? Did I get it? Because I thought he was the 10th.
The one that dropped it down
The one
to
that
9.
dropped.
Yeah.
But then, because we were in Geos, technically you only had to get 20 people.
Yeah.
Which I forgot about, but I didn't want to ruin it for him.
Those 10%.
And then it popped up, he got the pacifist achievement.
It was funny though.
Then the next one we played, because we could both kill, and we got chicken dinner, where he got 7 kills and I got 1.
Did you record it?
No, we didn't record it.
What? Why? What? Okay.
We were just having fun.
We were just having fun.
Let's get back on track, because we had to tell that story. But yeah, so obviously in terms of how we consume our media, you use obviously Netflix and we use Amazon Prime, and I think John, you watch a lot of yours.
Titans is coming out on Amazon Prime.
Stay on track, John. You use Netflix through your Xbox, don't you?
Netflix through my Xbox, yeah.
What about you?
Laptop and phone and Xbox.
So you use quite a few devices.
Yeah. And a smart TV at George's, yeah.
Yeah, so I use my smart TV and I use my iPad when I'm upstairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting now how all these devices have all these apps for different things to access. Have you seen Microsoft doing the is it the Project X, where they've sort of got a cloud-based, so you can basically beam down, this is hopefully the next iteration, you can beam down a game onto your...
Without needing a console.
Yeah, but you'll just have your controller basically.
Yeah.
And you literally just...
PlayStation do that.
Do they?
I've heard it doesn't work very well though.
Yeah, PlayStation did that. You can have your controller, and you can play a PlayStation game on your... Download the PlayStation app. You can play the game straight on your phone through the PlayStation app.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why people have got these devices that clip your phone onto your controller, so you're essentially there.
That's the picture I saw today. It was an Xbox controller.
Yeah, that's been with PlayStation for about a year.
And then there was like a little attachment that clips to the top of the controller, and then you put your smartphone with. I don't know if you'd have an iPad in there; it'd be a bit unbalanced.
I know Ollie does. Ollie's done it with when he was playing PlayStation. One of Breath of the Wild. There was a game. It's one of
PlayStation Breath of the Wild.
It was Breath of the Wild.
Come on.
I can't remember what
Breath
the game.
of the Wild.
I don't know. It's one of those long RPG games.
Zelda
that you play.
on the Switch.
No, it wasn't. It was a game on the PlayStation.
Right.
One of these anime games. I don't know what it was called. I didn't play it, so why would I know?
Why did you bring it up?
So, at the moment, we've started
Screw you.
watching Westworld, which is amazing.
I'm only 2 episodes in season 2 because I found the first 2 episodes of season 2 really dull.
We're still on season 1.
Oh, I'm going to shut up then. It's
So-
very good.
Yeah, it's very good, very deep. It
Haven't
kind
got
of
to it yet.
it's very ambitious.
Have you? How far from the end are you?
So I'm on episode 8, season 1.
Right. So okay.
I think there's 3 episodes left.
Right. Because it does. I found that show does slow down,
Yeah.
but when it gets to the final couple of episodes, man, does it go?
Oh, yeah,
It all goes somewhere.
I've just, something's gone down. We can't really talk about it because of spoilers, but something's just happened, and I'm like, me and my wife just looked at each other and we're like, wow.
Is it? Give me.
It's something.
It's not. You're not going to get it.
It's something to do with Bernard.
Right. Okay. Cool. You've
And I
not
was
got.
like, no way.
I was like, that bit, I was like, yeah, all right, cool. There is a bit. I'm not going to. No, you'll just be like, what?
Okay, don't.
What? Trust me.
We'll leave
good.
it there.
It's good. It's very good.
But like for me, in terms of there's all these series and there's so much to watch and do. Again, this comes back to like how we prioritise what we consume. I'm waiting for like critically acclaimed things. So like you said, John, you're waiting for something you can rely on. So like for a game, for example, you're waiting for like CD Projekt Red. Cyberpunk
and Red Dead Redemption 2. High quality.
High quality is going to come from that. You know that you can buy that game full price. You can spend 100 hours plus into it. Same with anything that Bethesda puts out. You can pretty much rely on
Fallout 76 I'll get, yeah.
And this is the same with some of the Netflix stuff. Some of the Netflix originals, you can think, I could put my time into that.
Yes.
Because I know I'm going to get a
This is my issue with the Netflix originals, because I want to sit down and it is basically, you've got to have it. I watch everything with Kate, So Kate has to be there and committed to watch an episode.
You don't watch anything separate?
I was going to say, that's very good, but it's not healthy at all.
I do watch some stuff separate, but it's like, because I want to start watching Altered Carbon. Star Trek.
By the way, is amazing.
I want to watch that.
Altered Carbon is... John, do what I do and just watch it without them.
Yeah.
Just do it. Because
I'm watching Altered Carbon.
I have done some of that because she goes to bed and I just carry on, but then I find out I've watched 2 episodes when she's gone to bed. So that's what happened with the last season of Daredevil.
Okay.
Just watch it without her.
So, we have to move on. What are we playing? What are you playing, John?
Nothing. Forza.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Forza and Shadow of the Tomb Raider game. I'm not going to keep going about that. But it'd be mostly been playing, apart from... We've not been playing Tomb Raider, we've been playing Forza with you.
Yeah. That's literally all I've been playing apart from PUBG with you. I haven't been on Rainbow Six, which I've got to go rank so I can get my...
Oh, I need my medallion, yeah.
Medallion. When does that end?
Couple of months.
A
month, maybe.
But yeah, Marvel Spider-Man. My only criticism on that game, in hindsight, is it was too short because I've 100%ed it. There's nothing until they released New Game Plus.
I'm going to disagree there. It wasn't too short.
That game on the stats.
Maybe because it was so good, it felt so short.
We just played it. How long did you see the time? How long did it take us both, roughly?
I can't remember.
That game is
probably 20 hours.
So, right, okay.
That's one of the highest,
platinum trophies.
Highest platinum trophies. So the most people have got that. So it was a really easy one to get.
Apparently. I still thought the collectibles took a long time.
The collectibles took a long time, but if you played by getting the collectibles first before you did the story, so you were able to just do the story straight away. I had a few collectibles left after I'd finished the final boss.
First thing I did all the towers. Then I got all the backpacks. That was my first. And then
I got all the backpacks because of the little Easter eggs in there. But I'm going to start Assassin's Creed Origins because I got that off my brother the other day. So because I've heard
played it. Has Ben played it?
He's played it. He's 100%ed it.
Has he really?
Yeah. Ben loves the Assassin's Creed games.
Hold on a second. This is Ben that has put PUBG down. And
this is why Ben puts the games down, because Ben is very much like us, and once he gets a game he likes, he doesn't stop playing it until he finishes it.
He's kept that very quiet. I'm surprised he hasn't texted me and gone...
He's put his Xbox in a box. He's put his Xbox in a room and hid it.
Yeah, I
know.
So
he doesn't play.
Well, that's what he did with PUBG. He put the controller down. Yeah. Or he give it to you. Your mum didn't he, or something like that, and said, "Don't give it me back."
Because he's like us, but he's like us. He will play a game.
He just has self-control.
Hold on.
He has a little bit more self-control.
How long's Odyssey been out?
I didn't say Odyssey. I said Origins.
Oh, sorry, apologies.
Oh my god! This entire time you've been kicking off about the wrong game.
Oh no, I was surprised that he's actually playing.
No, so he played. I've got Assassin's Creed Origins to play, which I'll play, but then I've also got Kingdom Hearts 2 lined up, but I can't really have anything else to play when I've got to play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's a long, big one.
Because Kingdom Hearts. I'm so annoyed, and you know why I'm annoyed. Because I bought, when I got my PlayStation 4, I bought the Kingdom Hearts discs with all the games that are currently out. It was like Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5. And they announced yesterday they're releasing a Kingdom Hearts, the story so far.
Yeah.
Which means they've added another chapter on top of the disc that I've bought since I bought the disc last year.
Yep.
Yeah, it's annoying because if you've made progress on that collection originally...
They're all separate games though on the collection.
Now you get to start again.
Well, I'm not. I'm just going to finish Kingdom Hearts 2 to find out what's happened, because the issue with the Kingdom Hearts series, even though I've enjoyed the first one, I didn't finish the second one, was because the stories are condensed on other consoles.
Oh, you mean they continue on other consoles?
They continue on other consoles.
So that, like, it was Kingdom Hearts 1, and then between 1 and 2...
It was on the Nintendo DS.
Game Boy Advance games and DS games, and then it went to Kingdom Hearts 2, and then there was different consoles. That's what switched me off to it as well.
So is there anything else you guys are playing?
No, literally Forza, which has been...
Forza, which is fun.
Interesting.
So
next video.
Harry created an Overthinking Media... is it a decal for a car?
Oh no! So when I played the car, I absolutely branded it with Overthinking Media, with the website and
It
the
looks
logo.
really cool.
It looks amazing because that's what I do.
Yeah, it looks
and then,
really cool.
You just can't drive it.
I just can't drive it. And then as I'm driving around with my, I'm repping us.
It's not very good.
I'm repping us as we're driving around.
Yeah.
And then John pulls up in just a red car. I'm like, what are you doing? I haven't got the logo.
A friend of mine, Kev, he used to, I forget which Forza it was. He used to just sit in and create like replicas of cars that are actually...
the amount of content on this game already.
That's all in there.
He would spend all Sunday and he would replicate like someone famous, their car, and someone actually bought his car off him because it was their own skin. So some racer contacted him and said, "Can I buy that skin off you?" And there's like an in-game currency, and this is in the past.
Yeah.
But like, he found that so relaxing. So that's what you've been doing. Not to that extent.
That's our creator wrestler on WWE.
Well, that system's all in there. Where you can do that, and then you can put them up for auction, and people can buy them.
Okay, so we'll come back onto that because that's going to come up later on in what's been released this week. But so I've been playing PUBG.
Really?
Shocking!
And I did buy Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
I brought it on the Saturday. And
What type of game is it?
It's a Diablo / Baldur's Gate.
Dungeon crawler.
It's a dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
Very good game.
Right.
Very good game. If you're a fan of the 40k universe, it's all there for you.
And 40k is a Space Marine, the space one.
Yeah, the Games Workshop property.
Yeah.
I took it back the next day.
Right. Go on.
You have to sink 100 hours plus for each character, and there's 3 characters.
This is what we need Ollie for.
And as much as I want to, I'm suffering from this. What we said earlier about consumer media, I'm suffering from this decision.
Old age.
No. It's this decision on what to play. And I was playing this game thinking, I'm loving this game. I don't want to sit here for 100 hours. This isn't a £40 game to me, it's a £20 game. And I'll buy it in a year's time.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend that money and go and get Tomb Raider or Hitman 2 next month.
It's a type of game that if I ever fell seriously ill, that's what I would get.
Yeah.
Like, I don't play those types of games because I'm like, I don't want to waste the time. Whilst I'm able to get up and do stuff, I'll play the 20-hour games, I'll play the maybe 30-hour games.
In regard to that, wouldn't you just get World of Warcraft?
No, because I would still, despite losing my life, would like to retain my life.
But see, one of my favourite games of the PlayStation 2 was Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Yeah.
And this is very similar, but this game feels to me like it should have come out 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
Chair squeaking.
In the nicest, respectfulest way possible. I know it's not. It's an okay game.
But then maybe you're not the.
It's not your type of game.
You're not the target demographic then, because
but it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be. You've evolved, but some people like one type of game and will only ever play that one type of game, and they'll play all the bad versions of it and all the good versions of it as well. So there are people who will play a game like that and then only look for another game just like that, and those people will love this game. You like too many like the three of us play such a wide range of games. We don't play. Like, there are some people who will only play first-person shooters, and there's a subsection of them who will only play Call of Duty, and there are a subsection of them who will only play Black Ops 2. So there are a subsection of people who will play dungeon crawlers, no matter what they are or what they like.
We'd go away and play games, and then we'd come back to, like, Battlefield. We'd go away and play some other games, and we'd come back to Battlefield, whereas the people we played Battlefield with had just been playing Battlefield the entire time we'd been playing another game. So there are those kind of people. Like, we play a variety of games. Like, you like shooters, but you go away and play God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Hollow Knight. You play different. You play platformers essentially.
We see games the same way that we see movies, as a condensed experience that we're going to have, and then go on to the next one. Where the people who play the same type of game over and over and over again are the same people who would watch the same movie over and over and over again. Who will watch. Like, I want to watch a film, I'm going to watch Star Wars for the 800th time. I'm not going to try anything new because I like what I like and I'm comfortable with it.
I would say my demographic of games has changed.
That's what getting old is.
Yeah, but it is, I would probably prefer now, unless I know the story is going to be really good and you hear good stuff and you're interested in the story that's going to be played. But some of the games that I bought recently, are multiplayers.
Yeah.
And their focus is multiplayers because Rainbow Six Siege I think we've got 3 days worth of, maybe even more than that, of gameplay. When you think a round is 5 minutes.
And then when we play custom, it's 10 minutes a round, so one game of Siege could last half an hour to an hour.
So we've played that to death, that was probably the best buy of the games I've had. But
yeah, I've put it down now.
I will forever go back to it each new season, but I'm not seeing, because of doing this has forced me to expand back out into trying new stuff and doing new stuff.
I'm gutted you haven't bought Super Mario Party, because I really want to play that. I want to play multiplayer. I like playing games with my friends, and I do miss the days of couch games when you're in the same room.
Love Mario Party. Playing
games. Like, some of the best experience of games is when we were playing Halo in the same room.
Michael Jackson Halo. What an experience.
Okay, so we're going to move on.
Yeah.
This week's news. So we'll try and cover
what people think when we say Michael Jackson Halo.
So I'm going to try and cover in the news games, films, TV, etc. Try and cover some of the hot topics. So in games, the biggest news, it was actually last week, but the Red Dead Redemption trailer 2 came out.
I've purposely not watched it.
Have you not?
No.
Not watched it either?
No, I'm sold. I'm sold.
So sorry, Mike. We can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it. But that's because I'm sold on the game. I know I'm going to get it.
Are you going to buy it?
It's just like we said before.
Harry was sold on it when they announced shrinking ball testicles.
Yes. No. Yes. As soon as they announced it, put the level of detail in that horses' balls shrink in the cold. Like, why do you need that to be in a game? There's no mechanical purpose for it other than it's not even pretty cool.
I'm so glad that Rockstar think like this, but then you've got the creators of Fortnite. They've taken out the physics for female breasts or something like that. Did you hear about this?
No, go on.
Yeah, I heard about it.
So apparently there was an update on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Season 6.
Season 6, thank you, John.
Yeah.
And there was a physics mechanic where if a female character was running...
Oh, a bit like Dead or Alive jiggle.
Yeah, so her natural breasts would bounce slightly. I don't think it was...
It wasn't like Dead or Alive.
It wasn't like
It wasn't like Dead or Alive volleyball edition, but yeah.
But like, to me, that's realism. Even though the game's not a realistic game, it's cartoony.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But did they get complaints or something, or they took it out?
Of course they got complaints.
I think it was excessive, though.
Oh, was it?
I don't know. I just heard that on our social media stuff that it was there, but I've not really read too much into it because it's a shooting game. Should it really be on?
Again, it comes back to the demographic. Though. If you think about the demographic of Fortnite,
I suppose it's
12-year-old boys and their Facebook mums.
That's the time when they're thinking about boobs, though.
Yeah, no, but it's also the times where their mums and parents. Well, I don't know why I'm saying mums. Their parents who are exposed to way too much Facebook are there watching their kid grow and develop. Oh, that's where my son's learning about boobs. I'm going to stop it and complain. And because so many people complain, stuff happens. Now, I don't really give a crap about the boobs in Fortnite. Whether they move, jiggle, or the stationary makes no difference to me.
You don't like Fortnite, so no.
Yeah, that as well. But that kind of Lara's not bouncing around all over the place now. If she was, it wouldn't make a difference unless it was ridiculous. But.
So I think this game. I think it's because I started watching Westworld, being a Western sort of series.
Are we back on Red Dead now?
Yes, we're still on Red Dead. So, because I'm watching Westworld, it's maybe want to get Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah. I don't know why. I wasn't interested.
I can see
Rockstar have never steered me wrong.
In the trailers...
Well, again, how you consume your media.
I know any version of GTA or any version of Red Dead, or if they do LA Noire again, it's going to be good. It's going to be... There's no way it's going to be bad.
You know,
speaking of GTA...
Yeah, no, we'll get to that.
You know, I bought LA Noire again a few months ago, and I got halfway through it.
Yeah.
And I put it down.
Because you already played it before.
Yeah, but it came back out on the Xbox One, and I was just like, I remember that game. I love that game, and it's still good.
Yeah.
The problem at the time, just slightly off topic, is that the world was big. It was populated. It just didn't feel very alive.
It was because you could fast travel everywhere. You fast travelled everywhere, and it was all a city, so there wasn't a lot in there.
But that time, the 1950s, the LA Confidential type of setting fascinates me. And the crimes were great as well.
Yeah.
Because there was no technology back then. It was good old-fashioned detective
That's
work.
exactly like games, like the
So
fist
good.
fights and stuff.
Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, so Red Dead Redemption, the trailer 2 dropped, nearly 4.5 minutes of gameplay. Looks great. I think I'm going to buy it, but there's a lot coming.
You are buying it.
I'm gonna have to play it in secret away from George because I was playing Tomb Raider yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like just doing a bit of hunting to get some skins. And I didn't know she was paying attention to what I do. And all of a sudden I heard was, excuse me.
Yeah.
As I'm railing, like, Dawson sat next to her on the sofa. And I'm just mowing into these wolves who are, like, making those, like, howling dog sounds as I kill them. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not going to play Red Dead in front of you. Ugh.
You steer into it, just shoot them in front.
Oh, no, I went on an animal murder spree. Absolutely went crazy. And she was like, I'm not going to watch you play this.
That's why Kate liked Red Dead, but she was a bit like, horse keeps dying.
So, another game that was released was Forza. Forza 4. We did speak about it briefly earlier. Do you want to make any more comments on that game?
There's a video coming out Monday.
It's on Game Pass?
Yep.
It is on Game Pass, so we've all been able to play it
Next
straight
week's
away.
look at Game Pass is going to be Forza 4, and John's done that one because, I don't know, actually, you just did.
I just did it because I probably played a bit more than you.
Played a bit more than me.
It was, the first day that it came out, the issue was everyone downloaded it because it suffered from the Sea of Thieves issue. Sea of Thieves was released on Game Pass as the launch for Game Pass was Sea of Thieves.
Probably, yeah.
So what's the issue then? So
Basically, everyone downloaded it,
Yeah.
and you couldn't get into a world because there was so much traffic. So when we had a lot of issues trying to get into parties with each other to play Team Adventure.
This is what annoys me about Xbox. Even though they completely trashed and messed up their launch of this console this generation, it was all about the dedicated servers, the dedicated, it's all in the clouds. You imagine blocks and blocks of servers, and then
it wasn't anything like that.
This isn't Xbox or Microsoft.
This isn't Xbox. This is the Sea of Thieves one was they didn't anticipate. Probably because I don't think they were told it was going to be a Game Pass exclusive straight away. The amount of people that would buy Game Pass to play it. So the amount of people on Sea of Thieves was 5 times more than they anticipated because no one played the beta.
But this is a problem. This is a thing with all games, all online multiplayer games when they're hyped up. The first time they come out, we always have this issue. Yeah, GTA Online was one of the worst. But there's no point in buying more server space to meet that demand, knowing that demand in the first month is going to drop off immediately, regardless of whether it works or not. Because some people, like 80% of people who buy games, put them in, play them once, and never play them again. It's just how it is. So if you get all this server space, you almost have to ride the wave of your game not working for 2 weeks until everyone gets bored and buggers off and plays something else.
The only issue we had, Forza was great. If you were driving around in the same type, speed and class of car, because we went into a few games. Now, fair enough, there are people that would have basically downloaded that game at midnight and then played probably all night and day, because we were joining games on the Thursday and there was a guy in the party that was level 100 and we haven't even got to level 20 and we've probably played about 8 hours of the game.
I've probably played about 2 or 3.
But I've played about 8 hours and we're not even at level 20.
Well,
no, they've played the game and they've souped up their car. They've got a great car. But then you got stuck with a rental. And one of the game modes you're playing...
A rental.
Yeah, so basically if you go into a supercar race and you don't own a supercar, it lets you rent one. But you can't use the colour of it or it's not souped up. It's just a basic... But you can rent the...
It seems to me like you're not going to win that race.
Well, no, you're not.
Funnily enough, you do not win that fucking race.
But then, also the game modes in Team Adventure
we
were on a dirt track, and the car they gave us as an option was a Lamborghini, which not only didn't turn for anything, would not move for anything because it was built to go on the roads, and none of the races were on a road.
I think there was some error in the way we were setting stuff up and our understanding of the game, but it doesn't make it easy.
Yeah, and then we joined a game where it was a private thing, just between me, Harry, and Matt. Matt forgot to allude to us that he'd been playing the game a lot more and had souped up his Mini.
So I was like, oh, we'll all drive minis, it'll be funny. I set the game up to his minis, not knowing that Cracker had a custom mini. Me and John loading the game.
Why did Cracker have a custom mini?
Because he bought one and souped it up.
An old mini?
Yeah, you can get loads of
like
cars.
An old 90s mini?
No, it's mid-2000s mini. So
right,
it's like an up-to-date mini.
But
the old mini is in there.
He'd souped this car up a little bit. So, fair enough, I'm better at the actual driving than Harry.
I can't do driving games.
Yeah. So, at the start of the race, I was keeping up with him, but then we got to a straight.
Yeah, gone.
And it's like, so what's the point of this?
Just out of curiosity, what was the Forza that was released day one with the Xbox One? Was it 3?
Probably Forza Xbox 1. It might have been Forza Horizon 2 or 3.
I remember playing that, and that looked gorgeous then. Does this look good now?
Oh, yes. Considering we've just been to the location that it's set as well. We've just been to the Lake District. Mm-hmm. The first thing I did when I got in the game was I drove straight to the lake we walked around and went, oh, this looks nothing like it.
Yeah, the only other issue with the game that I thought is I believed that it was going to be the entire of Britain.
Yeah, like the crew.
But like the crew, even though it is
scaled
down a lot, it took us in a standard car that you get at the beginning of the crew game when we all joined into it took us an hour and a half to drive from say New York to Las Vegas.
So what's this one like then?
So Forza, the crew 2
basically
no. Forza 4.
The Lake District.
It's the Lake District up till Edinburgh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but again,
it's
down to smushed.
So you can't go to Birmingham?
No, but from what I can tell, the season pass is going to release DLC that's a new map, and it's probably going to be a different part of Britain. But I reckon it'll be the Highlands, and then maybe like the South Coast.
Okay, so we're going to move on to film, and on the 5th of October, Venom was released.
None of you have seen it,
and well, it got a lot of bad press. I've heard you have to go and see it for yourself.
Yes, I've heard that today as well.
Some people are going as far as to say it's as bad as Halle Berry's Catwoman.
One person.
Well, it's still a critic. Tom Hardy did admit in an interview that Sony had cut at least 40 minutes of some of his favourite footage.
Have you actually listened to that interview though?
Yeah, it was taken out of context because some people speculated, obviously, because it was cut. And a lot of that footage was R-rated footage, but apparently it was footage that he improvised a lot on.
Yeah.
But I think he did say that he was a bit disappointed that he wasn't in there, but then he kind of backtracked and said, well, I'm happy with what's in there. It's got more than enough.
Yeah.
So, John, you've seen it. I haven't gone to see it because you know my stance on Sony's films.
Well, I have similar stance, but I'm still going to go see it because the audience like it. It's become October's highest earning film. I think as of today it's made 80 million.
What's it going up against there in October?
Well, it will be going
again. Star is Born.
A Star is Born is made 40 million.
Matthew McConaughey, yeah.
Yeah, and people are saying that's great, and that's been critically reviewed really well. It's just, again, it's not that film's not going to appeal to kids.
I get that, but it's not going up against Aquaman, is it, this year? It's not going up against like a Marvel movie from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just a standalone superhero movie on its own in October.
Well, it is.
It's got the highest opening in October because it's no one ever.
Yeah, but
it's like launching a game in June, like summertime, and going, we're the best-selling game in June. Nothing's out in June.
Yeah.
Well, I get that, but October normally does have a lot of films come out, let alone they are horror films, so you only have a particular group of people. Halloween's obviously out next week. But taking that, I enjoyed the film. It's not a great film. Some people have been saying that it's kind of like reminiscent of the old superhero films. So you take your Daredevil, your
Halle Berry's Catwoman.
Not Halle Berry's Catwoman.
Sam Raimi's SpiderMan.
Sam Raimi's Spider. It's got that kind of feel to it.
10 years old.
Yeah, it's got that feel to it. It's not, I haven't said it's a fantastic film, but I went in, Tom Hardy is the best part of the film.
I've heard that Tom
Hardy
would be.
Venom. If you hire an absolute legend like him, I just don't think he realises how damaging this film is going to be.
The second film, there are two after credit scenes. Mm-hmm. One sets up the sequel,
Yeah.
Which
spoilers.
I mean, every movie.
One sets up the scene. The other, it's not really a spoil for the film. It has nothing to do, but it sets up how Sony are going to be making their universe because it has a scene from Spider-Verse. So that's Sony's. That's how it goes at the end of it. You've got the end of the credits. It's right at the end of the credits, and it goes now in another universe, and it cuts to Miles Morales. The cartoon.
CG, yeah.
So basically, they're combining the live action and animated to create their... And I don't know how Sony have wrangled it where they've got Miles Morales Spider-Man, because technically he was not... I don't know how that's worked out, because Marvel technically own the rights to that Spider-Man.
But it might be that Sony have the rights to the characters in animation form. But
that's how they're doing it. But the film Venom, the CGI isn't Thanos CGI. But again, Thanos looked like a real person.
Avengers obviously had a much higher budget.
Venom has earned its budget back in its opening weekend, which is...
It was interesting you said that about Tom Hardy and how much damage you think he's done. When you look at Henry Cavill and what Henry Cavill's done, where he's been in Superman and gone, oh, this isn't doing me very well, and has just left.
I don't think that's the case.
I don't think he's left.
I think he's not left.
Have you seen Mission Impossible 6?
Yeah, he's great.
Fantastic in that. I see he's clearly recognised this Superman thing's getting me a bit of jip.
No, but he's not left.
He's not left. He loves the character.
This is what everyone does. IGN. Oh my god, he's not left.
Because they were saying Ben Affleck's left, but he's now gone to training to say he's going to at least do the character one more time. But like they've announced, because the Batman film is a prequel Batman film. So they're casting a younger Bruce Wayne. Now, whether that Batman goes up against Phoenix's Joker or Leto's Joker.
Yeah, because
see, this is what I mean. It's like they're doing so many different actors for so many different parts at so many different times. So DC, give up.
They're hammering out too much.
Give up, Sony.
DC, stick to the animated stuff, because that's what you're
even going back to the 2000s where with the X-Men, the people who played the X-Men, that's them. You get the role. You're that role until they're done with the role.
But then when you bring out Logan in 10 years' time, that has a very big impact on you, because you've followed that character.
18 years he was doing that. Yeah. And now is a fine time. Now it would be okay to recast Wolverine in the MCU.
Robert Downey Jr. has nearly caught him up on appearances as the same character, though.
Okay.
Because how many films was he as Wolverine?
6 or 7. Two trilogies. 3 trilogies, 9.
Okay.
Plus, yeah. And then 2 of his own films, 11.
So we're going to move on slightly to TV. I'm going to briefly mention that Daredevil Season 3, the trailer dropped, which looks amazing.
Yeah, they've released another one today. I
haven't watched that one.
Today?
Yeah, and it's
okay.
It's basically what you said. It confirmed what you said.
So we've got Wilson Fisk in his famous white suit, and Bullseye, he's obviously in there.
That's what the trailer was today. It was a trailer.
I think they tried to keep it a bit of a surprise, like, oh, he's going to go up against evil Daredevil, and everyone just went, well, it's obviously Bullseye, and then they've gone, all right, yeah, okay, it's Bullseye, here's another trailer.
You know he appears in the first season.
Bullseye?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a rumour that it's apparently the sniper on the roof that shoots at Daredevil is...
I thought that was supposed to be Bullseye.
He opens his black backpack, I was going to say backpack then, he opens his backpack, and there's a Bullseye in the backpack.
Okay, maybe it's just an Easter egg.
I thought it was supposed to be Bullseye the entire time.
It is Bullseye in season 1.
I never knew it was. I haven't heard if it was confirmed or denied or anything, but yeah.
So yeah, it looks really good. Wilson Fisk's back. I'm
good.
Sold.
Done. Vincent D'Onofrio.
What a performance.
Perfect casting.
Yeah, and he's also said there's potential, because of how well the character's been received, that he may eventually go up against Spider-Man in a future.
Really?
I'd really love to see them work these
into
TV
the main
shows.
cinematic universe.
Some of these TV shows, like, because when Avengers 4 finishes...
Spider-Man falls into 2 different genres. He falls into the city heroes, and he falls into the Avenger.
I'd like to see, like, because obviously Avengers 4 is going to come along, a lot of these actors are going to start not doing these roles anymore, because they've been doing it for the last decade. Some of these TV shows, like there's Cloak and Dagger, there's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has got some really good characters in there. And then the Marvel series, some of them coming across and being parts, not like having their own films, but being secondary characters in movies. Like Night Nurse would be a perfect place to start.
She could stitch up She stitches up everyone, doesn't she?
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Well, Loki and Scarlet Witch have been announced to get their own series.
Yeah.
Netflix. Is it Netflix series?
And that's where Black Widow belongs. She should get her own series. I don't think she should get her own standalone film. She's been in it. That's my opinion.
Same with the Hulk though. Like, I'm glad they gave up on Hulk standalone films, and he's been this.
They didn't have the rights to a standalone Hulk film, unfortunately.
What's the Incredible Hulk then?
Paramount owns it.
Paramount.
Ah, right. But then it's Hulk's done better off by being the one character you see as like he's almost a special attraction.
He's a supporting character.
Yeah.
It's like with Black Widow. Personally, I'd like to see if she is in a film, she needs to be with Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And then do is it not? Where's the
Budapest.
Yeah.
And you find out about that.
Yeah.
But think about her story as a series in this. But
They basically did her film earlier this year with Jennifer Lawrence. That's
Red Sparrow.
Yeah. That was basically the Black Widow film, but the reason it wasn't I don't think successful, was because it wasn't a Black Widow film.
we could go into why it wasn't. I've heard a lot of theories about why it wasn't successful, but I think Scarlet Witch. But then again, she's got a dark backstory. I don't think she's got Disney. I don't know.
Oh no, absolutely not. We won't get any.
Very dark.
Like we won't get any.
No. They've. You're on about Scarlet Witch. You're on about Scarlet. Are you? Which one were you talking about? Black Widow. I thought you were about Scarlet Witch then.
No, he was saying Black Widow.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
John's tired.
I know, yeah.
Black Widow because she has a womb removed, so she can't have kids, and she's like a secret agent. So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, but Daredevil season 3 looks great.
I'll take your word for it. I saw the one trailer and went, sold.
I didn't get that feeling for Luke Cage season 2.
I watched the first episode of season. Like, I don't think I'm the right.
The dab thing. We know about that.
What's that? Next Friday.
I said it before. I'm not the demographic for Luke Cage.
Okay, so we're going to move on. And this part of the podcast, it's a new little segment suggested by Harry last week. We're going to have a discussion. Now, every week we're going to pick a film at the end of our discussion, and we're going to talk about it for about 10 to 15 minutes. And last week, Harry suggested that we watch The First Purge. Now, all three of us went away and watched The First Purge.
I didn't watch it again, hell no.
And, it's my first time.
I'm just going to get my notes.
So, John, what are your thoughts on The First Purge?
Harry owes me an hour and a half of my life because I haven't watched any of the other Purges. Mm-hmm. So
have you not at all?
No, I've not watched any of it. It's not my kind of film anyway. I don't particularly like those kind of films. But so for this, I thought I'll watch it. So I haven't watched The Purge, which was the actual first movie. Then there was The Purge something else, and there's Purge Election Day.
So we're going to go into full spoilers here.
Yeah.
For anyone that's listening.
Yeah.
If you've not watched The First Purge, just go away and come back.
So The First Purge is my introduction to this world. And, Kate didn't like it because she says it's scary that this could be a thing that actually happens. And I was just like, well, technically it only happens in America, so you don't have to worry about that.
People keep saying
it'll never get passed through Congress.
Yeah, people keep saying this could really happen. And it's like the only reason you think it could really happen.
Trump got elected, so anything can happen.
No, I know. When people say this could really happen, that's because there's no aliens or weird space weapons or sci-fi to it. It's set in our reality. There is no way that would ever get past. I'm sure people
never
are
get past.
It was just, going back to the actual film, it was just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just bad.
So I looked at the Purge films and I thought the first film, I thought all of the films, I like them. I think the concept, the whole horror concept is fantastic. This whole, I'm talking about the original films. It's frightening when the sirens go. Even in this film, when the sirens go, it's like, shit. If I'm on the street, if I'm poor and I can't afford this home defence system to hide away in...
the first one did that very well.
Yeah, great.
One, yeah.
But then this, almost, it kind of answered how the Purge came along. And I'd like to think that the Purge, to me, the way I looked at the Purge was created to vent... obviously your anger, And that came about by it actually that was actually the process that happened, but it was all a massive conspiracy, and the government set it all. Well, this corrupt government, and they said mercenary, and it just changed the whole view of it because really, no one really was participating in it until the government stepped in and started killing everyone. And then it was completely about race.
Yeah, we go. That's what I was looking for.
They just chose a poor black neighbourhood, and just went in. And I'm just like, not every neighbourhood that's got a minority is going to want to vent.
Well, no, that was the whole thing. They weren't. That's why the government went in, is because they were a bit too busy. They were breaking some laws. They were breaking laws. But they expected people to be going and raping, pillaging and murdering people. Whereas the people, there were only a small number of crimes. Like, there was a psycho called Skeletor. And I was just like, I was like, why would you even want this? But that's not a representation of the demographic of the world.
He would be in an asylum.
And at the very beginning of the film, they try and jump scare you with him just standing behind someone in broad daylight and just going, what? And it's like, all right, okay. This is the quality of the film then.
But then, okay, there's a guy, Skeletor, which by the end of the film he becomes like some sort. I don't know what they wanted me to feel with Skeletor, because he was going around killing people, walking into a party and stabbing someone while she's hugging a guy, and then stabbing him when she falls down. And at the end, he's there as like the saviour.
Skeletor ex machina, just
going in. I'm maybe confused, but that was the president at the end of the film.
Well, he was the founding father. One of the founding fathers, the one that was on the ground fighting.
Because Kate was like, was that the president? I went, to be honest, I haven't been paying much attention to even realise who the president is. But it was like, he came in and he started stabbing the mercenaries who were all dressed in, obviously, Nazi.
Ku Klux Klan.
Oh my god. Every single... It was like, so, this is what I wanted to talk about this film, because it was very much trying to make a political statement that I felt for no reason. It was very much it was a very badly made film. When they're having that bit in the smoke, and they're like the mercenaries are in the smoke, and these gangsters off the street are just nailing them.
Top mercenaries that are obviously like
just the fake blood flying out. They hadn't even attempted to blend the blood in. But like that's what I want to talk about, because this film was very much made for a demographic. It was made for the type. It was made for the type of people who are portrayed as the heroes. That type of place in America. And they, instead of just making a film about that for those people, they took a very well-known franchise, which is known as a horror franchise, and tried to shoehorn this political message in so heavy-handedly that I was watching it thinking, it's not even, if I like when you go for your messages, go for your political messages, just make it subtle. Make me come to the conclusion myself without going, hey, see these bad guys? They're dressed as Nazis. It's like, all right. And then just to put the point home, he kills one and takes his mask off, and he's got blonde hair, blue eyes, and it's like
the Aryan race.
Yeah, it's like I got the point.
Yeah.
Like the main hero in the film is a drug lord.
Yeah, and then at the end of the film, obviously I've said spoilers. He's like this like sort of town hero.
Yeah.
And I'm like, last night you, for like his girlfriend said, for 364 days of the year, minus the purge day, you're destroying people's lives by selling drugs to them.
Yeah.
And now you're a national hero.
Yeah.
It's like, what is happening?
I was just like, what was going through people's minds when they made this? It's like you've taken this well-known premise that's very popular. It's almost like taking a Marvel film and having a Marvel film solely about Donald Trump's wall, trying to shoehorn that in. It's like, so everyone's turning up going, a new Purge movie, great, and then what's
this?
What's this? And the director's there going, I'm doing a political message. It's like director's first ever film. You could tell. Yeah. One person got hit with a combo 3 times. It took 6 camera cuts.
See, this is the problem where if you start to leak in political, this is what I think at the moment with the current political climate in America, it seems to be affecting. No matter which side of the fence you're on politically, we don't care here. It's entirely up to you. We're more focused on the content. But it seems to me that it's just infesting everything. Mm-hmm. That politics has just ruined a franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's like people have something to say and they have a medium to outlet it. This director or these writers have a medium to get their point out. The problem is, it's a film.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to watch a film to switch off from that stuff. I'll watch the news for that stuff.
That's what people play games for, watch movies, watch TV series, read books, to get away from all this nonsense that's been shoehorned into our lives.
If you want to do something like that and make a comment on it, do it subtly, like the way that kind of Blade Runner did with kind of class systems, the way that Alien did with class systems. Do it subtly and don't make it the main focus of your film. Make it something I can identify with rather than...
Well, what they do subtly, they just show a potential future. It could happen.
Yeah.
You know? John, you've been very quiet.
I didn't look into it that much. I would just watch the film, and to be honest, you can tell it's a good film where I get sucked in and I enjoy the film. But I was like literally checking my phone, thinking, "How long has this been on?" It was not a film that grabbed my attention. I didn't connect with any of the characters.
That's what I'll come back to, because we weren't the demographic for that film, but we were the demographic for the previous 3 films, which is why it's like, why change who you aim your franchise at? Just to make a statement.
It's again just the whole. Obviously, some people say that potentially, but it wouldn't have got passed because they had all the cameras. Mm-hmm. There would have been legal parties that would have been overseeing this, not just one lady.
Yeah.
Who then got killed because she saw what they were doing. There would have been rooms of people to basically see if this worked, and they would have been like, okay, Skeletor, he's a blip. He actually should be in a mental asylum because he already has a crime list about this long. And then you've got the white supremacist people. Obviously, they were mercenaries driving around, but they weren't driving around as mercenaries, because why weren't they dressed as like the guys from Army of Two?
Yeah.
They could have just worn that stuff, but no, they had to wear all white with a white thing hanging off their quad bikes. Again, not a great demographic for the film, because it wouldn't have got past, because they would have been like, okay, that's a small group, we definitely won't do this, because they'll just go and they'll just murder people in that particular neighbourhood every time, every year. They get the opportunity, they'll go and do it.
The movies say that, like the previous ones where they're set like a few years in, they said that, crime has severely reduced because of Purge Night. Everyone just waits for Purge Night. And I'm like, that's not what would happen though, because people who commit crimes tend to do it because they have anger issues and things that they can't just, I'll wait till Purge Night, then I'll get you. And it's just not how it's a really interesting premise. Now, the TV show, there's mid-credit scenes in that film. I didn't watch them, but there is 2 mid-credit scenes. And one of them teases the TV show. The TV show, actually pretty good. We've been watching it.
The TV show looks like it's well made.
Yeah, the TV show is a little bit better.
They've ruined it because the whole point of the Purge now is centred around this bullshit narrative from this film.
TV show doesn't go back. TV show takes... So the TV show is almost three different types of people in one. So there's the businesswoman who's hiding in her office. There's the guy who's looking for his sister. And then there's like the rich couple, and then the normal family. And you've got all 4 narratives going along, and they all have a different experience. And each episode is 1 hour of the Purge Night.
To be honest, Rick and Morty summed up the Purge for me in 1 20-minute episode.
That was a great
episode. Let's Purge!
Yeah, so the way I thought this should have went was, you see abject depression and poverty and crimes and murders all the time, and then this party comes about and says, because obviously all these people that are committing these crimes, they're getting locked up, prisons are overflowing. So the way I looked at it was, these founding fathers was going to be an up-and-coming party. They were going to put this proposal out there, and lo and behold, everyone started voting for it, and it just completely destroyed the stock market. You know what I mean? And no one expected this. And then genuinely people adhered to the bill that was put in place. That's how I looked at this film being done. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, so the first purge happened, and then boom, straight away, you skip 6 months in. There's been no crime, John. Like on the news report, there's been no murders, and everyone's just like, it's working, it's obviously working. And then even all these murderers are going, we'll wait for this ritual night. Yeah. That's how I looked at the Purge, because it was more of a psychological thing about people.
And this movie just took it into this weird... Like, the only thing this movie got dead right was when the Purge... the guys are there going, right, let's go, let's watch the Purge. They've got all their screens. They can see through the eyes of the drones and everyone's contact lenses.
That was my favourite part of the movie.
Yeah, and then...
The fluorescent...
but then nothing happens. I like that. Nothing happens, and people just have really raging parties, because I'm like... that's exactly what people would do. That's exactly, they'd have big, huge parties and go out murdering people and whatnot, which is why we needed that really awful Skeletor characters, like a big, giant cartoon psycho.
Let's just take away the Nazi mob that the government put there.
Yeah.
Just take them out of this film. There was like one... In a town of minorities, there was one guy, one minority.
There was one psycho, then there was a drug lord who became the main hero of the film, and then there was his subordinate who wanted to go purge and take over his territory.
So let's just purge out of it.
Purge.
Normal life for the minorities of criminals and murderers.
There was a gang war and a psycho.
Yeah, which happens anyway.
That was it.
Yeah, but
and one guy raiding an ATM. Those were the three crimes.
But again, minority.
A weird guy in a sewer.
Very small amounts of people that would do the same thing, purge or no purge.
Yeah, exactly.
It just made no sense.
Like a real purge would be a big party. It would just a real purge wouldn't break many crimes. There would just be a big mess to clean up the next day.
Probably would, but then after that it would just become
like because one of the films does have a bit where some Russians go on holiday to America for the purge. Now that, if the purge did go for it, I could see that people going on holiday to take part in the purge. But that wasn't this film. This film was... It was just terrible. It was badly shot, badly made, and it tried to take a popular franchise and force a political message down it so heavy-handedly. And then you want me to believe a drug lord is the hero of this, and then the C4 where he takes out the trained mercenaries. The trained mercenaries invade his home. He locks everyone in the bedroom. He throws a bit of C4 into the room. I don't know where he got that from at some point, and then tries to shoot it.
That's actually explained.
Oh, okay.
They do pick it up.
But he stands in the doorway and tries to shoot this C4. Now, in my head, as he throws it, I'm like, well, these are trained mercenaries. He's a drug lord. He's not going to hit that first time. He's going to hit that first time, and it's going to be really cheesy, and I'm going to be annoyed. Shoots and misses, and I'm like, oh, all right, cool. He'll get it on the next one. Nope, shoots and misses. And he stands in the doorway trying to hit this C4 while the mercenaries just look at him.
Yeah, but they are being attacked by Skeletor.
Who has a knife?
You're trying to explain a really bad film.
I just had to get you guys to watch
just came in
then.
they were getting attacked by Skeletor.
Yes.
That's a sentence I had to say because of you. I had to say they were getting attacked by Skeletor.
I needed you guys to watch this film so I could purge the first purge out of myself.
Okay, so
I've had to remember this.
So that we can all agree.
Recommendation: don't watch that film.
Yeah. When we
give the TV series a go though, if you like the Purge movies.
When we're considering on what to prioritise and what to consume, we wouldn't recommend the First Purge.
No.
First episode of Doctor Who, though, I would.
Yep.
The season 11.
Is she good?
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. However, it is consuming media, but one of the things that people have said is they can't. Americans have come because it's been released in America. Can't understand the Yorkshire accent.
Oh, that's a shame.
So they've had to put the subtitles on. They're saying, "Oh, go back to someone we can understand." I'm like, well, everyone in Britain understood it, so we're okay.
Okay, so that was the discussion for the First Purge. My recommendation for the next discussion.
I don't think
John's. Yours will be next.
Yeah.
Harry, then you'll be the following week.
Uh-huh.
So my recommendation, it's a film that's quite close to me when I was a young...
Oh God, it's going to be Blade Runner, isn't it?
No.
I thought it was going to be Blade Runner as well. I watched that recently.
It's actually Ridley Scott's Legend.
Whoa.
And it was released in 1985. The film stars a young Tom Cruise.
This movie is amazing.
And Mia Sara, I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful fantasy film. It's been with me since I was a kid. So if our listeners could go away, consume this content, even if you've seen it before.
I was about to say I've seen that before.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like I said, even if you've seen it before.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, though. I'm looking forward to this.
So even if you've seen it before, go away, get it fresh in your head. Come back for next week's discussion. We'll talk about it in that segment, and then we'll have John's discussion the next week. So moving on to the final part of the podcast. Again, a new segment. We're going to do a little mini game, a little competition between Harry and John. We'll see how this game goes.
So I'm going to win.
We'll see how this game goes. Obviously, I might have to amend it as time goes on, as weeks go on. It might be too hard, it might be too easy.
Yep.
But at the end of the year, it's going to be a little prize on who gets.
This seems familiar.
Yeah, well,
he's stolen this off the IGN podcast.
Well, there's a couple of mini games that I really do stay to the end of a podcast sometimes just to get on that, and it's quite interesting. There's a lot of laughs and whatnot. So it's called Guess the Character.
Right.
Very original, but yeah. What you have to do, okay? It could be any film character, any TV character, book, game, etc. You'll both have a clue at the start of every minute. Total of 5 clues, 5 minutes. You'll only be able to guess twice. So you can only shout out your answer twice, Harry. Same with you, John. Any more than that?
That's a key rule for me. It's a key rule.
Yeah.
So John doesn't start listing the entire Simpsons cast.
Yeah. So if you guess correctly, you get a point. In December, at the end of December, when we record our last podcast to close out the year, whoever's won will get the little prize. Should we?
Yeah, go for it.
Should we get cracking?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first clue is very vague, but just something to think about. You can obviously tell me to carry on to the next clue.
Yeah.
So, first clue. How intent John looks. It's brown hair. Narrows it down.
Yeah, I was going to say next clue. I was going to I might get it off the first clue. I'll let the first clue ruminate. No, I'm not going to need the whole minute. Next clue.
Next clue, yeah.
Okay, I know it's very vague. Father.
Right. Okay,
yeah. Next clue.
Determination.
Right, okay. I might be... Oh, I don't know.
I thought they were going to be sentences, clues.
No.
Words.
I know what he's... Keyword countdown.
I will keep the clues coming a bit more frequent than a minute. It seems as though some of the clues don't warrant a minute's worth of thinking.
I think I know who it might be based off the clues, but I'm going to need one that makes it a little bit easier, but hopefully John doesn't get it from that one clue.
With this, I might drop the guesses down to 1. So then you only have one chance of guessing. It makes the game.
But I'm going to need all 5 clues.
Maybe.
Have we had 3 or 4? Yeah, next one.
So you've had the first 3. So the first 3 clues: brown hair, father, determination. You want the next clue?
Yep.
Expedition.
Is it Wolverine?
No.
Damn it.
That's one.
Yeah, that's
guess.
one. That's one.
You've got one guess left.
Next clue.
You want the next clue as well, Harry?
Mm-hmm.
Artifacts.
Indiana Jones.
No.
Is it?
Think about the clues.
I only know is it Nathan Drake?
You're out of the game.
I'm glad you said that because I was about to say.
I think. Yeah.
Do you want the next clue? Well, sorry, Harry.
No, I can't.
Yeah, next clue.
T-Rex.
Oh, bollocks.
Brown hair.
I know who it is.
father.
I know who it is.
Brown hair, father.
Determination. Expedition.
Come on, John.
Artifacts. T-Rex.
I don't want to get it wrong. Alan Grant.
No one gets a point.
Who was it?
Lara Croft.
Why did I? Because you said father, I was like, it's a bloke.
I thought I would put that clue.
Well, I thought when you said father, it meant he doesn't want to be a father.
It could be any
when you said brown hair, I was like, okay, brown hair. Then when you said father, I was like, my head went, it's a bloke. And then as soon as I said Nathan Drake, I was like, and you said as soon as you said T-Rex, I was like, no, it's Lara, isn't it?
So
T-Rex threw me off.
Really?
Would T-Rex make me think Jurassic Park?
no.
Of course it did.
Well, yes, of course it did.
Lara fights a T-Rex in the old PlayStation 1.
What artifacts are in the Jurassic Park films?
The
Go
amber. The amber.
They're not artifacts.
They're not artifacts.
They're bloody fossils. Well, they're not. They're amber. Yeah, insects stuck in amber. But yeah, so
I like that. They were just hard enough that we might not get points.
I had to think about it. Do you know, because I tested this on my wife, and you know what the first clue was? It wasn't brown hair. It was long brown hair. And guess what?
Just get it straight away because it's relevant.
So I changed it to brown hair.
I would have got it from that as well. I would have gone straight for Lara Croft, yeah.
Yeah. So Lara Croft is the first answer. No points so far, but get your thinking caps on for next week because there'll be another guess the character and a prize at the end of the year. So, bringing it to a conclusion.
Well, I've got one thing to.
You want to add something, Harry?
Yeah, I've got an event. So on October the 13th, I'm going to be heading down to Forbidden Planet in Birmingham for a free Walking Dead comic. So the 15th anniversary of the Walking Dead comic is on the 13th, and if you go to any of your comic book stores, they're giving away a free standalone comic that has 4 different stories in it. So I'm going to be heading down there, and I'll either do a video on it or I'll bring it to the next podcast or whatnot.
Sounds cool. John, anything else you want to add?
No, not really. There's nothing really to add at the moment.
Oh, I'll be covering Wales Comic Con as well. December 1st and 2nd, I'll be down there, and I'll have loads of stuff from there.
Yeah, so get yourself down there. Come and meet Harry in person if you can. And that's all we have time for today. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Remember, you can find us on our website at overthinkingmedia.com. There you can find all of our links to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Join us next time for more Overthinking at Overthinking Media. See you later.